Mo Salah is one of the best elite forwards in Premier League and probably one of the best players that we've seen in the Premier League in recent years. But Mo Salah has undergone some transformation with regards to how he plays his football. However, there's a topic about his contract situation, and Jamie Carragher has something to say. But in our video today, we're going to focus on tactically how has he transformed. So let's hear what Jamie Carragher has to say about this.
But I must say, I am very disappointed with Mo Salah.
Why?
That interview yesterday, last night after the game, and it comes out today. Liverpool have got Real Madrid midweek and they've got Manchester City at the weekend. That's the story for Liverpool right now. And Mo Salah, we're all quite aware, certainly the local reporters are in Liverpool, that in the 7 years he's been at the football club, he's stopped in the mix zone twice, which is right, which is absolutely fine. But he decided to stop for the third time away at Southampton on the back of winning Liverpool the game and putting that out.
So, in the Southampton fixture, we can say it was a Mo Salah show. He scored 2 goals, very great goals, and he actually even played a huge role in the assist for the first goal. So, Mo Salah has been a very instrumental player for Liverpool. Actually, he's a player who's responsible to close to around 18 points that Liverpool have gained this season. But there was a Mo Salah that led Jurgen Klopp to Liverpool's first Premier League title. And this season and last season, we had a Mo Salah that is actually leading Arne Slot to his first league title in the Premier League, considering this is Arne Slot's first season. So why is Mo Salah actually emerging as probably the best player in English football as well as European football and a front runner for this next year's Ballon d'Or? So before we even start this analysis, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. So we're first going to look at Mo Salah 2017 all the way to 2021. And when you look at these the statistics about Mo Salah, you can see that the goals were so much. The assists were not quite as much because Mo Salah during this period was more of a goal scorer. Now, Jurgen Klopp's 4-3-3 system was quite dynamic, and we're going to look at how Mo Salah's position was actually affected in this kind of structure. Now, in the 4-3-3, Salah started as a right winger, and majority of teams look to also match this 4-3-3 with a 4-3-3 because it was the formation that was being deployed by Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola. So Salah initially would start out wide, and he will actually give that passing channel to Virgil van Dijk, who will look to get him through a quick shift of play. But Mo Salah in this game would tuck in quite narrow, and this is because of the role that Jurgen Klopp had given to his fullbacks. Because Jurgen Klopp's fullbacks were quite dynamic. They were overlapping fullbacks who looked to move aggressively high up the pitch and look to occupy the wide areas. Because of the position of Salah and Mane in these half-space regions, the fullbacks always had an opportunity to occupy the spaces outside the opposition fullbacks because the opposition fullbacks went narrow because of the position of Salah and Sadio Mane. Now, because they moved into this direction, they were generally generating width for Jurgen Klopp's side, allowing Salah to operate in a much narrower position. Now, in this narrower position, we also saw something dynamic, and that was the position of Roberto Firmino, who will drop and play as a false 9, looking to move into midfield to allow Liverpool create that diamond that automatically outnumbered the opposition's midfield. Now, because of Liverpool's movement in this fashion, Bobby Firmino was acting as more of a playmaker who would turn and look to play penetrative passes in those half-space positions. And that is where Mo Salah really thrived, because he would make those runs between the fullback and the centre-backs, those runs which we call the channel. And that's how Mo Salah managed to have a lot of space to make shots on goal and find himself in central positions where he was able to add the opposition. Now, we also saw some dynamism with the rotation of Jordan Henderson towards Klopp's later times at Liverpool, hugging the touchline, while Trent Alexander-Arnold will be inverted in midfield. And again, Trent will be looking to play these balls towards the channel, especially for the runs of Mohamed Salah. And that is what made Mo Salah be close to goal and have himself in a position where he will score a lot of goals for Liverpool. Now, because of this position that Mo Salah was taking up, it allowed him to improve his overall goal contributions. But another thing that we saw with Mo Salah is that whenever, even when he started out wide, Mo Salah had the legs, he had the stamina, he had the pace, because he was quite young, to actually take on his fullback. And Mo Salah was one of the best 1v1 dribblers in the league, being able to take on his fullback and centre back, beating all of them and actually scoring goals through incredible dribbles. And you can see from this clip, Mo Salah is receiving the ball in a wide area, and you can see the fullback has shifted across to try and stop it. Mo Salah dribbles easily past the fullback, but if it was this season, he would have squared it. But those times, Mo Salah will just go direct on goal. His pace, his blistering dribbling strength, and his ability to also shag off defenders made him so lethal. And the way he made those quick turns and quick shifts of play even made it more difficult for opposition to try and stop Mo Salah from hurting them. Looking at this clip, you can see him receiving the ball in a position where Manchester City's players are looking to catch him. But Mo Salah manages to beat all of them and is immediately looking to dribble past them and advance in areas of the pitch where he can hurt them. Mo Salah was not afraid to play the ball in space because he trusted his space to enable him to cover much ground and also look to create more and more problems for the opponent. But his quick shifts, his dynamic dribbling made him even more lethal. And you can even see that he's picking up the ball in the channel areas. And whenever he picks this ball in these areas, the opposition know they are dead because of his blistering pace and his incredible dribbling ability. But Mo Salah's left foot has been one of the things that has made him even more powerful, because looking at his earlier stages, he had that pace, he had that physicality to play like this. But again, just like any other footballer, Mo Salah has started to age. And age has come with its own demerits, because no longer does Salah have the incredible pace, neither does he have the incredible dribbling ability. But this has not stopped Mo Salah, because Salah has transformed from the pacey player into a more creative player. And you can see from the numbers, when you look at his goals assist ratio, you can see automatically that his assists are in double figures. In fact, this season, he has already had double figures assists, and yet the season is quite young. Now, how does Mo Salah play in Arne Slot system? So Slot's used a 4-2-3-1, and Salah plays as well as in the right wing position. Now, Slot is quite dynamic in that he wants to push both McAllister and Szoboszlai into those half space positions, and having Mo Salah playing out wide. Now, Mo Salah in this position is quite dynamic in that he peels from the forward line position and takes up a wider wing back position. And whenever you have a player like Virgil van Dijk who's able to play those shifted passes to him, we see a different Mo Salah. A Mo Salah who receives the ball in this space, who does not just look to try and dribble past his fullback, but rather disorient the overall position of the defense line and look to play long line breaking passes, especially those low output kind of passes. We saw him play this pass against Chelsea, and he plays this ball into the far post in the corridor of uncertainty, and where players such as Gakpo, Luis Diaz or Diego Jota can latch on and actually put Liverpool ahead. Looking at this clip, this summarizes Mo Salah receives the ball in that position and is able to make that pass. Now, because Mo Salah is able to receive the ball in that position and play that pass, this has made him even more lethal and dangerous. Teams are unable to know how to stop him. Another thing is how he automatically and dynamically exchanges position with Szoboszlai. Is sometimes Szoboszlai looking to hug the touchline and Mo Salah picking the ball in those half-space position. But Mo Salah is picking the ball in this position not to automatically run and attempt to score a goal, but rather Mo Salah is picking this ball in this position to look and try to create, either playing for the overlapping Trent Alexander-Arnold or Darwin Núñez, who's making runs behind the opposition defense line. And this is showing a significant shift in Mo Salah, transforming his blistering pace, his dribbling ability, and his shooting accuracy into a more dynamic, creative player. Now, you can see how Mo Salah is able to play those passes, is able to make those dribbles, and is able to find players who are able to transform Liverpool's overall game, making Liverpool even more dangerous to deal with. He's looking to pass the ball, he's looking to make an assist, he's looking to try and find his players in areas where they can hurt the opponents dangerously. He's looking to play those passes, but sometimes you have players like Darwin Núñez who are unable to finish up whatever Salah is creating. His creative numbers have increased, and he's actually standing out as one of the most important players for Liverpool. Not just important for his goal scoring, but more importantly, as their most creative and effective player in Arne Slot's system. Not only is Mo Salah a creative threat for Liverpool, Mo Salah's transformation does not signify that he has shifted dramatically from his former self. We still see some semblance of Mo Salah's former self in recent games that we've seen in Liverpool. Now, look at this. Mo Salah is not just playing as a dynamic out-and-out creator. He still retains his lethal shooting. And we've even seen this season him scoring a lot of goals. And you can see even here in these clips how Mo Salah is able to dynamically beat his opponents and look to create and look to score a goal. The problem is he's not able to dribble 10 meters, 20 meters, but rather whenever the closed position he has, he is able to dribble past the opposition players. He's also not afraid to continue to attempt shots of goal as he used to do, and his quick shifts of play has also improved. Mo Salah is not shy to go 1v1 with the opposition fullback in tight areas because he knows very well that he's going to beat them. Though because of the position that he's picking now, he does not have the best angles to shoot. Compared to when he was receiving the ball in a much more channeled position, Mo Salah would have even more output in terms of goals. But this season, we are seeing a player who has transformed his game into a more creative, potent creator into the Premier League. Receiving the ball in these wide channels where he's far from goal, he's able to draw opponents and also sometimes create space for himself to attempt a shot on goal. He's able to drag the opposition defense line out of position and use dummy runs from his players to actually attempt to shoot goals and actually score goals for Liverpool. And he's also not afraid to look to slip in balls for his other forwards and look to create something for Liverpool. So, do you think that this transformation of Mo Salah warrants him to receive a new contract for Liverpool? Do you believe that he is the silver bullet to ensure that Arne Slot secures Liverpool's second Premier League title? Leave your comments in the comment section area below, and it has been a pleasure to do this video for you. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.